True Media. Hey, check this out. Sometimes in life, you gotta let people miss you for them to appreciate you. They not gonna appreciate your presence as much when you always around. They not gonna appreciate your presence as much when you always around. Sometimes you gotta fall back and you gotta let people miss you. And you gotta love people from a distance. You gotta be what they say, missing in action, MIA. And stand out the way. Because you will understand how important your presence is, how important you mean to people when you just let them miss you. But if you always around, they gonna get tired of you. They gonna start mistreating you. They gonna start looking at your ass like a castaway. I'm telling you what I know. You ain't gonna feel loved when you always come around like that. Sometimes you gotta let people miss you, man. Stop trying to be the life of the party all the time. Stop trying to be the one to hook up with everybody else on the weekend. Fall back and love people from a distance. Let them miss you. Because they're going to appreciate you more when you come around. They're going to value you more. They're going to value your time. They're going to respect you more. Because they see that it ain't the same without you. They see it ain't the same without you. This is why I believe a lot of marriages is failing nowadays. Because you never let your spouse get a chance to miss you. If you in a marriage out there, this is why I think a lot of marriages be failing. A lot of relationships in general. You never allow your partner to miss you. And so it become to the point to where they don't appreciate you because you always around because they so used to you being around. And if you're around a certain kind of person, or a certain kind of group of people long enough, somebody gonna get into it. It's gonna be some kind of altercation, some kind of problems, something. Sometimes you gotta distance yourself. You gotta love people from a distance. If you know you in a committed relationship and shit like that, going to work shouldn't be the happiest time of your life. Because a lot of people be in marriages and relationships and they can't wait to get away from their spouse. They can't wait to get away from the house. They be praying like hell. They spouse don't call them. Man, please don't call me today. They feel bothered. They feel overwhelmed. They feel drained. They feel depleted. So for a lot of people that's married and shit, and in these couples and in these relationships, they can't wait to get the fuck away from their partner, get away from the house, to spend some time to themselves. Sometimes you gotta spend some time to yourself and love people from a distance. They'll appreciate you more. They'll love you and respect you more. Understand what I'm telling you. Understand what I'm telling you. When I fell back and I stopped going around all the time, and then when I started popping back up, people be telling me, man, I miss you, man. When you gonna come back around more? And I be like, I like how I tell them that it ain't nothing wrong with me doing things the way I'm doing it now. That's what I tell them. And I learned that when I fell back and I stopped coming around all the time, I learned how people energy changed towards me. I learned how people attitudes changed towards me. It was a big difference. It was a big difference. They couldn't wait to see me. And when they seen me, they appreciated me. You gotta fall back sometimes, man. You gotta fall back. The only thing you can't distance yourself from like that is your kids, because that's your responsibility. They didn't ask to be here. But anybody else besides that, sometimes you gotta fall back. Sometimes you gotta fall back. You know, because certain things can weigh on your mental and take a toll on you. And you be suffering in silence because you're trying to keep up with everybody else. It don't work like that no more. Everybody has a way of casting their burdens on you nowadays. Let a person miss you, man. Let a person see what life is without you. It'll tell you a lot about who you is. It'll tell you a lot about how much people appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about? And so I think in life, don't nobody deserve all of our time. Not all of our time. That's why if I ever get into another committed relationship, my you know, the woman, the woman that I mess with, she gonna have to understand that it's got to be some kind of distance between me and you. I need time to myself to talk to God. I need time to myself to overcome my shortcomings. I need time to myself to exist in my own space. And I think a lot of times, you know, we just come around for the fun. We come around for the smiles. We come around to be happy. But we don't understand that if you just fall back a little bit, that depression you feeling, that frustration you feeling from coming around other people, the subliminal messages that they throwing at you and how they treating you, all that shit gonna go away. And they gonna start treating you better. And it's not for everybody, but this for most people. For most people. You know what I mean? And so you gotta exercise that, man. Just fall back sometimes. Just, you know, stay to yourself sometimes. Get to know yourself. Work on yourself. You know what I mean? And family is a beautiful thing, especially when you got a supportive family. I always had a supportive family. I love my family. I love my mamas. Excuse me. I love my mama and I love my sisters. They very supportive. But even sometimes with them, I know that I got to fall back and distance myself because I don't want to become of a problem or too much of a burden to them. Even though I'm not, like, you know, I'm not, or they not to me or nothing like that, but still you want to give people their space. We all deserve to have our space. Don't nobody deserve all of our time unless you got kids or something. But even if you got a spouse and you in a relationship and you in a marriage, y'all still should have some kind of plan to where y'all can come to an agreement that we gonna have a little bit of space between us from time to time. And you got to be able to trust that, you know, that they doing the right thing when they not around you. Can't be insecure. You can't always be calling and trying to see what they doing. You got to trust that they doing the right thing when they not around you. You feel what I'm talking about? And so, yeah, man, I just wanted to put this on y'all mind, man. Sometimes fall back in life. Because, you know, fall back in life. Distance yourself. People will treat you way better. They appreciate you way better when you come back around. You know what I mean? You got to let people miss you, man. Let people miss you. Because when you're a good person and you stop coming around a whole lot, people gonna miss the hell out of you. And sometimes that be the answer to a lot of your problems. You just falling back, distancing yourself, and letting people miss you. You feel me? Letting people miss you. And so, like I said, man, you know, we at the point right now where every day you wake up, somebody pulling to get your attention. Somebody trying to get your attention, one way or another. They trying to get your attention. You know, I grew a nice fan base doing music and shit like that. And I noticed sometimes when I don't drop a project for a couple weeks or a month or so, people always hit me up. Hey man, when you gonna drop another song? When you gonna drop another song? When your next video coming out? They miss you because you a good person. But you gotta let people miss you sometimes. That's a prime example of what I mean. You gotta let people miss you. That way they don't overuse you or don't misuse you. You dig what I'm talking about? And so, remember that, man. Remember that. Remember that. Stop trying to be the one to always check in and come around everybody every week. Nah, let people miss you. Step back. Take some time to yourself and think and exist in your own space. But see, that's the scary part for a lot of people. They don't want to face the music of silence because they whole life they was chasing the crowd. They was chasing noise. And so a lot of people can't sit in a position of solitude and face the noise or just face the music of silence. They can't deal with silence because when you in silence and it's just you, your thoughts and yourself. And a lot of people can't live like that. And I'm not saying that you don't go around people or nothing like that, but I'm telling you, it gotta be a balance. It gotta be a balance. You gotta have some kind of balance, you know, to your life. You wanna go around and be around other people, but you also wanna have your alone time and your time to yourself. Naturally, not even just based on getting people to miss you. Just do it naturally. It keep you level-headed. It keep you set on your mission. It keep you set on your goals in life. You get more done. You feel me? You get more done. And your vision become clearer. You start to see better. Your vision become clear. And so I just want to let y'all know, man, at the end of the day, understand, sometimes it takes people to miss you to treat you better when you come back around. You feel me? Sometimes it takes people to miss you. So remember what I'm talking about, man. You know, don't always be trying to be sticking your neck out to see what crowd you can fit into. Fall back and keep your distance. You feel what I'm talking about? And let people miss you. But till next time, I love y'all. Thank y'all for everything, man. Thank y'all for everything. And God bless.